I just wanted to make this quick video to tell you why I'm selling my Tesla. This is a 2022 Tesla Model 3 long range. I've traveled in it quite a bit. If you're new to my channel, go check out those other videos. This car has been driven across country multiple times, and I share my experiences with it and what I don't miss and I'm probably not going to miss about it. But first things right off the bat, the most important part, I think, in my opinion, is the value of the car, what it's worth now. It's actually worth almost nothing. This car has the lowest value of probably any car that I own or have ever owned. Just in 1 year's time, the value loss, and again, it's a horrible market right now. I know this. I know that it's used car market's crashing, new cars, no one's really buying them, and then Tesla dropped their prices. I even purchased mine before the price hike, so it was like the normal price of a Model 3, and then I had a crap ton of value, and then it immediately plummeted down to pretty much zero. So I guess that would be my #1 complaint on why I'm going to get rid of it, because I don't really want to lose any more value. I'm actually selling it for just what I owe, just so that I can't even break even, just so I can just not lose any more money on this car. I know no car appreciates in value, but still, this is the only car I've ever owned that has dropped more than $30,000 in 12 months. So that's ridiculous. And you can't really keep a car like that. You got to get rid of it as fast as you can before it drops another 10. So I've been to CarMax. CarMax said, hey, we don't want it. I've talked to Vroom. Vroom said they don't want it. I've tried to get Tesla to give me an offer for it. I think they offered me like $22,000 for it, which I paid $60,000 a year ago. And then there was one other one, I think Carvana, which I know they're not doing very good right now, but I think they offered me like $23,000, $24,000 for it. It's like, but again, that's nothing. It's absolutely nothing. This car should be worth a lot more than that. Excuse the air for this next part. It's really hot, so I got the fan on low, so we'll make it as quiet as I possibly get it. So to bring it to my second point on why I'm selling this vehicle is because of, we'll just break this one down to cost of ownership that no one seems to talk about, and something I've never seen in the hundreds of videos that I've watched before purchasing this vehicle, and the electricity cost. So we'll break that down, and we'll do this as a whole cost thing. So one, you have the cost of electricity. You know, gas is constantly going up and down every single day, a couple times a day, where electricity has only gone up and keeps going up, and it continues to go up, even though they want everything to be electric. But that's not this video. We're not going to debate Democrats or anything like that. So just sticking on those points, traveling on this vehicle, there's really not much cost savings. Again, we've taken this trip. I got hard numbers, hard time. I mean, 15 hours of charging, still paying $500 and something. And then we took a gas vehicle where we spent, I don't know, 10%, maybe 5% of that time filling up versus $700 in gas. So we really only saved $175, but we gained 15 hours of our life, of our trip back. So, you know, you got to think about stuff like that too. Now, if you're keeping this car and like charging it at your work, like I was blessed enough to do, that's where you get your good savings at. But if you don't have that option before you buy this car, that is something you're gonna have to look at, because you're gonna have to either charge at your house, which, depending on where you live, that could even be very expensive, and then you have to supercharge, which is extremely expensive, and depending on what state you live in there, you might just want to fill up with gas. Like I said, I have other videos on that with hard numbers of what it costs to charge on a trip, but that is just something that you're going to have to just really start thinking about and planning for. Now, on a side note with the cost factor, you also have your car insurance. Car insurance is not cheap for this car. I mean, you got to think about it. If you get into a little minor fender bender inside this car, then that's it. It's the car's done for. They total it out. So the insurance companies charge accordingly. I'm not sure what Tesla insurance costs because I don't get that option, but I do have normal car insurance, and I have to shop for it every few months because they keep skyrocketing my rates. I have great credit. I have a flawless driving record, and I still pay more for this one car than I do my other 3 vehicles, which is absolutely ridiculous. And I even had to up my deductible to $1,000. I know that's an overshare, but I'm just letting you guys know this is also a cost you got to think about. So when you get your $600-700 car payment or whatever it may be, you're going to have to factor in you might be paying $200 or $300 a month for car insurance, depending on who you go with. And again, every time they renew my policy, skyrockets, and I got to shop around and try to find the best. Now on the last part of the griping about the cost. Now something else about this car that I'm not really told about, I couldn't really find much information about, but you are going to know about it since you're watching this video, is the fact that you don't pay a gas tax in this car. So they tax you for owning the EV. They want you to go all electric, but now that you do go electric, they're going to tax the crap out of you. And this is what frustrates me. So when I first bought this car, I thought, hey, it's a new car, I'm going to pay $400 or $500. That's usually what my cars cost, and they're usually about the same price as this. No, I was hit with a disgusting, I'll cover up all my personal information, like $970 something for, your top one is the EV tax alone, and the bottom one is just your normal excise taxes or whatever you call it. I'm not sure, I'm not a tax guy, but yeah, that's just your normal registration right there. I was completely floored. Was not expecting that whatsoever. Well, then I find out my state charges a X amount of dollars, and then I started doing research, and a lot of other states do that too. They do it to make up the money for you not buying gas. But there's a flaw in that though. So say if you buy your gas car and you park it and you don't touch it, well, that's it. You don't have to pay any taxes on that vehicle. But if you buy an EV like this Tesla here, and I leave it parked for the same amount of time as that gas car, at the end of the year, to get my new sticker for my plates, they're going to hit me with $743.35 for an EV tax. Or they even got a hybrid tax too. It's an EV hybrid tax. That's what's on that paper. So, man, that hurts. That's another thing that they don't tell you. So you're not really saving money with this car. Because again, I don't know how much you guys drive, but you would have to drive 20-30,000 miles a year to make up the difference in cost. They're like, oh, well, you don't have oil changes. You're right. But I've also never spent $900 on oil changes. Actually, I don't think I've spent $900 on oil changes with any car I've owned since I was able to drive. So, yeah, you don't, it's not a big savings. I just want to prepare you guys for that. Another point that you really need to know about before buying this vehicle is they has little to no customer support. Once you buy this car, I will say you're pretty much on your own. There's not anything you can really do about that. I mean, the service centers, in my opinion, are just subpar. This vehicle has had some repeating issues. I have a driver's side window issue where it squeals going up and down really loud. They've replaced the felt, they replaced the rubber, they replaced the seal. They've done all this so many times, and they now tell me it's because of the tint. But, you know, by that logic, all 4 windows should squeal, and they should do it all the time, not just the driver's side and only in the last couple months. But that's just where they're at. They didn't really feel like fixing the issue. They just said, well, we can't replace anything else. They want me to strip the tint off, and they told me they do not recommend tinting Tesla windows. I said, that's ridiculous. Every car I've ever owned, you can tint windows, but they said not Tesla. So that's something, I don't know. It could be BS for all I know, but that's where we're at right now, so I'm leaving it. There's no point. But other than that, if you call, 9 times out of 10, they don't pick up the phone. In the year and something that I've had this car, I mean, you schedule stuff on the mobile app, and it's really how you run all of it. And I have scheduled mobile appointments, and that's really nice. Come straight to your house, and it works good, but they're very limited on what they can do, especially if anything's time consuming. Forget it. So you have to go to a service center, and like I said, they don't care. They don't care. I don't care if you call and complain. They will literally say, okay, go talk to the service center, and hang up. So I'll give a little backstory. Like, I owned an Alfa Romeo, had some problems. I lived 2 hours from a service center. They would come pick up the car, take it to the service center, fix it, detail it, drop it back off at my front doorstep. Where this car, I paid $10,000 more than the Alfa. They tell me, I said, hey, I'm about 2.5 hours from a service center. They said, well, then drive there or don't service it. That's a $60,000 car. Like, that's a lot of money. And I know all the Tesla fanboys and girls are going, it is not. But yeah, it is. It's a lot of money for what you get. There's not too much special about this car than any other car, besides it's all electric. I've had many cars, and this is what I've run into is, for 60 grand, they should pick this car up, have it fixed, detail it, and bring it back. At least pick it up and bring it back. But no. They said, we'll give you Uber credits. You can ride them 2.5 hours home. Not doing that either. I will end this vehicle on a positive note. I just trash talked Tesla in this car for however many minutes straight, so I'm gonna go ahead and tell you the positives about this car and what I'm really gonna miss. And that is, I love the power of this car. I'm still not used to it, the dual motor. Still not used to that instant torque. I absolutely love the comfort. It's the coldest, okay, second coldest AC I've ever felt in the car. I think my Suzuki blows this thing away, but this is the coldest AC. The seats are absolutely comfortable. There's tons of space inside this car. I do like my wireless charging. I do like my all glass panoramic roof. Quite frankly, I love, despite everything I just said about it, I absolutely love this car, and it's probably my favorite car I've ever had. And if I didn't have to sell it, I wouldn't. I mean, I love the technology. It's pretty cool. The autopilot when you don't feel like driving anymore, I think that is really cool. I'm gonna miss my TV. I love watching my YouTube when I'm parked and I feel like going into appointments or something like that. That's really nice. Wish they had more options, but hey, it's okay. The build quality of this car is actually really good. Yeah, I really do. Everything is really sturdy. Every time you touch something, you don't feel like it's a cheap plastic. Like even this, I mean, it's bolstered. It feels really good as you're sitting here. Cup holder down here. There's that. Yeah, cup holder down there. I mean, everything's really sturdy in this car. You don't hear any rattles or like plastic trim or anything like that. I mean, even this, I don't know if that's real wood or not, but even that just feels nice. So again, I'm glad I bought the car. I would have, if it was like 15 grand cheaper. I think this is a 35 to, and no, not just because of the market right now. I think 35 to 40 grand is a good price point for this vehicle. Is it worth 60? No, not one bit. I would never pay 60,000 again for this car. I already did it once, and it just, without the customer support and without them, you know, really treating you like you just gave them $60,000, you know, just you do want to be treated a little better, like better than what you should. I don't know, maybe that's not what you deserve or not. I don't know. It doesn't matter. Just saying, it's a lot of money to give away and then just go, well, you got the car, so have fun with it. I'm really gonna miss everything. The mobile app is incredible. I love controlling the entire car with the mobile app, from turning on your air, the dog mode. You got the cameras are nice. I love being able to see all around the car no matter where you're at, or you got the dog mode on, maybe the kids or the dogs in the car, you have it up in there. You got the cabin camera. So like I said, it is an amazing car, and I'm gonna miss it. But I'm done with Tesla. No more Tesla for me. So this will be my final Tesla video. If you haven't bought a Tesla and you're looking into one, hopefully I made sense. If not, shoot me a message, leave me a comment. If not, hit that thumbs up, like it, subscribe, hit that super thanks, help support and grow the channel, and I'll see you guys next time.